Welcome to Brits Hockey Network, and this is the GM Discord server. No videos for the players today because we only made it to the preseason. No more further than that. First, we're going to start off with the New York Rangers. They lost away from home to Winnipeg 3-2. Lemieux unassisted, Kreider from Kakko, and Hutton on the power play. Then you won at home to Winnipeg 2-1. It is Kakko from Kreider, and then Kakko from Hayek and Strome. Then you beat Vancouver at home 4-1. It is Panarin from Fox and D'Angelo on the power play. Sheedle from Lafreniere and Broussard, and then Lafreniere from Sheedle and Broussard in the empty net, and then Lemieux from D'Angelo in the empty net. Then you won at home 4-3 in a shootout against the best team in the NHL, the Philadelphia Flyers. It is Buchnevich from Panarin and Miller, Kakko from Kreider and D'Angelo, and then Kakko from Strome and Trouba, and the only one to score in the shootout is Tony D'Angelo. Then you lost away from home 3-2 against the Philadelphia Flyers away from home. It is Sheedle from Lafreniere and Broussard, and then it's Kovalchuk from Kravtsov and Lafreniere. Then you lost at home 3-2 to the Stanley Cup champions and the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's D'Angelo from Zibanejad on the power play, then Kakko from D'Angelo and Fox on the power play. Then you won away from home 5-2 to the Washington Capitals. It is Zibanejad from Buchnevich and Panarin, Buchnevich from Zibanejad and Panarin on the power play, then Buchnevich from Zibanejad and D'Angelo on the power play, then Kovalchuk from Lemieux and Kravtsov, and then Kovalchuk from Kravtsov. Then you won 5-2 at home against the Florida Panthers. It is Kreider from Buchnevich and Fox on the power play, Hutton from Sheedle, Panarin from Buchnevich and Fox, Lafreniere from Broussard and Trouba in the empty net, and then Lemieux from Kravtsov and Fox. Then you won at home 4-2 against the New Jersey Devils. It is Buchnevich from Panarin, Buchnevich from Panarin and Zibanejad on the power play, Broussard from Lafreniere and Sheedle, and then Lafreniere from Trouba and Sheedle in the empty net. Then you won 2-0 away from home against Detroit. It is Strome from Kreider and Hutton, Kreider from Zibanejad and Hutton in the empty net. Then you lost at home 3-1 to the New Jersey Devils. It was Kakko from Hutton and Strome on the power play. This is your player statistics. New York Rangers, you are 9th overall in the NHL. You have 55 games played, 32 wins, 19 losses, 4 overtime or shootout losses, 167 goals for, 138 goals against, 17.9 on the power play, and 80.6 on the penalty kill. In your last 10, you were 7-2-1. You lost your last one, and you have 68 points. Next is Winnipeg. You won 3-2 at home against the New York Rangers. It is Laine from Connor and Niku. Then it's Ehlers from Laine and Morrissey on the power play, and Laine from Ehlers and Morrissey on the power play. Then at home, you lost 1-0 against the Washington Capitals. Then you lost 2-1 away from home against the New York Rangers. It is Laine from Connor and Wheeler. Then you won at home 5-2 against the Detroit Red Wings. It is Harkins unassisted, Scheifele from Connor and Roslovic on the power play, Ehlers from Morrissey on the power play, Ehlers from Roslovic and Scheifele, and then in the empty net, it is Lehkonen unassisted. Then you won at home 4-2 against the Vegas Golden Knights. It is Laine from Connor and Wheeler, Scheifele shorthanded unassisted, Scheifele from Roslovic and Pionk, and then Perfetti from Ryan. Then you won away from home against the New Jersey Devils 6-3. It is Laine from Ehlers and Pionk, Appleton from Lehkonen and Ryan. Ehlers unassisted. Ehlers from Roslovic and Pionk. Lyonnais from Ehlers and Pionk on the power play. And then Roslovic from Scheifele and Ehlers in the empty net. Then you won away from home 3-2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It is Perfetti from Gustafson and DeMello. Then it's Ryan from Lehkonen and Beaulieu. And then it's Hanola from Scheifele. Then you won in a shootout against Montreal away from home 5-4. It is Scheifele from Ehlers and Roslovic. Morrissey from Ehlers and Pionk on the power play. Lyonnais from Wheeler and Pionk on the power play. And then Ehlers from Morrissey and Wheeler on the power play. The only one to score in the shootout was Scheifele. Then you won at home 5-2 against the Arizona Coyotes. It is Wheeler from Laine and Ehlers. Scheifele from Connor and Ehlers. Laine from Morrissey and Wheeler on the power play. Laine from Ehlers and DeMello in the empty net. And then Roslovic from Beaulieu and Hanola in the empty net. Then you lost at home 3-2 in a shootout against Montreal. It is Laine from Ehlers and Niku, and then it is Connor from Roslovic and Scheifele. Then you won at home 4-1 against the Dallas Stars at home. It's Perfetti from Goulburn and Harkins, Laine from Pionk and Connor, Roslovic from Ehlers and Morrissey, and then Laine from Connor and Hanola. And then you won at home 5-2 against the Florida Panthers. It is Connor from Laine and Wheeler, Connor from Wheeler and Laine, Lehkonen unassisted, Laine unassisted in the empty net, and then Ehlers from Laine and Pionk in the empty net. These are your statistics. And then Winnipeg, you are third overall in the NHL. You have 57 games played, 35 wins, 17 losses, 5 overtime or shootout losses, 188 goals for, 168 goals against, 22.8 on the power play, 85.7 on the penalty kill, 8-1-1 in your last 10, 1-2 in a row, and you have 75 points. Next is LA. You won your first game 4-3 at home against the Dallas Stars. It is Velarde from Lizotte, Velarde from Turcotte and Lizotte, Hoffman from Kopitar and Iafallo, and then Iafallo from Kopitar and Hoffman. Then you lost away from home 3-2 against the Calgary Flames. It is Byfield from Doughty and Athanasiou, and then Doughty from Kopitar and Iafallo. Then you lost at home 3-2 against the St. Louis Blues. It is Iafallo from Hoffman and Hamonic, then Athanasiou from Doughty and Byfield. Then you won 2-1 at home against the Anaheim Ducks. It is Brown from Turcotte and Grundstrom, then Athanasiou from Iafallo and Doughty on the power play. Then you lost at home 5-3 against the San Jose Sharks. It is Lizotte from Velarde and Halla, Hoffman from Kopitar and Iafallo, then Hoffman from Siegenthaler and Kopitar. Then you lost at home 3-2 against the New York Islanders. It is Kopitar from Iafallo, short-handed, then Gunstrom from Bjornfot and Hamonic. Then you lost away from home against the Anaheim Ducks 3-2. It is Duclair from Athanasiou and Byfield, then Lizotte from Doughty and Velarde. Then you won at home 4-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Iafallo from Vatanen and Halla, Vatanen from Siegenthaler and Iafallo, Turcotte from Hamonic and Halla, and then Duclair from Athanasiou and Hamonic in the empty net. Then you lost away from home to the Vancouver Canucks 3-2. It is Lizotte from Turcotte and Anderson, then Hoffman from Kopitar and Bjornfot. Then you lost 4-3 away from home to the Calgary Flames. It is Iafallo unassisted, Gunstrom from Brown and Siegenthaler, then Athanasiou from Byfield. Then you won away from home 3-2 in the shootout. It is Hoffman from Kopitar and Iafallo, Anthony from Declare and Siegenthaler. Then the only one to score in the shootout is Kopitar. These are your players' statistics. You are 29th in the NHL, 53 games played, 22 wins, 30 losses, 1 overtime or shootout loss. 143 goals for, 151 goals against, 18.3 on the power play, 71.2 on the penalty kill. You are 3-7 in your last 10. You won your last one, and you have 45 points. Next is Toronto. You won 4-2 away from home against the Carolina Hurricanes. It is Abramov from Helinder and Anderson, Matthews from Hollowell and Hyman, Hyman from Marner and Tavares, and Marner from Hyman and Rubens. Then you won at home 5-2 against the Detroit Red Wings. It is Tavares from Martinez and Nylander on the power play, Nylander from Mikheyev on the power play, Mikheyev from Hollowell and Tavares on the power play, Nylander unassisted in the empty net, then Marner from Matthews and Rubens in the empty net. Then you lost at home 3-2 to the Philadelphia Flyers. It is Matthews from Hyman and Hollowell on the power play, then Tavares from Mikheyev and Riley on the power play. Then you won 5-2 away from home to the New York Islanders. It is Marner from Tavares and Mikheyev, Hyman from Hollowell and Riley on the power play, Tavares from Duzak and Marner from Tavares and Lettinen, and then Mikheyev from Tavares. Then you won away from home to the Florida Panthers 2-1. It is Duzak from Hyman and Rubens, and then Marner from Martinez. Then you won at home 3-0 against the Minnesota Wild. It is Mikheyev from Martinez and Tavares on the power play, Nylander from Tavares and Martinez on the power play, and then Mikheyev from Hollowell and Tavares. Then you won 3-2 at home against the Florida Panthers in a shootout. It is Rubens from Duzak and Matthews from Riley and Nylander, and the only one to score in the shootout was Matthews. Then you won away from home 4-2 against the Carolina Hurricanes. It is Tavares from Hyman and Marner from Hyman and Rubens, Tavares from Marner and Duzak, and then Mikheyev from Matthews and Nylander. Then you lost away from home against the Florida Panthers 3-2 in a shootout. It is Matthews from Hyman and Riley on the power play, then Mikheyev from Nylander and Matthews. Then you lost 2-1 at home to the Washington Capitals. It is Hyman from Matthews and Hollowell on the power play. Then you lost 3-4 away from home against the Montreal Canadiens. It is Matthews from Nylander and Arkanshensev. Then Mikheyev from Marner and Martinez, and then Tavares from Marner and Mikheyev. And then, last but not least, you won 4-2 at home to the Anaheim Ducks. It is Patan from Matthews and Marner, Nylander from Hyman and Matthews, Helinder from Abramov and Martinez, and then Hyman from Nylander and Hollowell. These are your players' statistics, and you are number 2 overall in the NHL. You have 52 games played, 34 wins, 11 losses, 7 overtime or shootout losses. You have 184 goals for, 131 goals against, 26.3 on the power play, 82.7 on the penalty kill. You're 6-3-1 in your last 10. You won your last one, and you have 75 points. Next is Dallas. Your first game you lost at home 2-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes, and it's Gurianov unassisted. Then you lost 3-4 away from home against the LA Kings. It is Ben from Klimberg and Hintz on the power play, Kiviranta from Robertson and Heiskanen, and then Faxa from Connor, Como, and Harley. Then you lost at home 2-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is Ben from Lundell and Heiskanen on the power play. Then you lost at home 2-1 against the Nashville Predators. It is Alexiak from Faksa and Gurianov. Then you beat the Minnesota Wild away from home 5-2. It is Lundell from Hintz on the power play, Robertson from Dickinson and Alexiak, Ben from Hintz and Pavelski from Ben and Hintz, and then Hintz from Pavelski and Harley in the empty net. Then you lost at home 3-4 to the Anaheim Ducks. It is Radulov from Ben and Hintz on the power play, Hintz from Klimberg and Radulov on the power play, and then Kiviranta from Kovo and Lundell. Then you lost 2-1 at home to the Chicago Blackhawks. It is Heiskanen from Simone and Karlstrom. Then you lost at home 3-2 against San Jose in a shootout. It is Ben from Alexiak, then Como from Simone and Radulov. Then you won at home 3-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Radulov from Simone, Pavelski unassisted, then Radulov from Simone and Klimberg in the empty net. Then you lost away from home to Tampa Bay 2-1. It is Ben to Hintz to Klimberg. Then you lost away from home 4-2 to the Florida Panthers. It is Gurianov from Radulov and Simone, then Robertson from Klimberg and Faksa. Then you lost away from home to Winnipeg 4-1. It is Como from Faksa and Honka. Then you lost away from home to Vancouver 3-4 in a shootout. It is Dellandrea from L'Esperance. It is Simone. Then it is Hintz from Pavelski and Alexiak. Then Radulov from Gurianov and Simone on the power play. These are your player statistics. Okay, Dallas, you are 28th overall in the NHL. 54 games played, 22 wins, 27 losses, 5 overtime or shootout losses, 124 goals for, 143 goals against, 22.9 on the power play, 77.6 on the penalty kill. You're 2-6-2 in your last 10. You lost your last one in overtime, and you have 49 points. Next is the Carolina Hurricanes. You started off with a loss at home to the Montreal Canadiens. It is Natchez from Trocheck and Pesce, the Natchez for Trocheck and Drouin. Then you won 4-3 away from home to Detroit. It is Fogle from Drouin and Suzuki. Then it's Snezhnikov from Aho and Teravainen. Then it's Trocheck from Natchez and Drouin. And then it's Trocheck from Slavin. Then you lost away from home 4-2 to the Ottawa Senators. It is Natchez for Trocheck and Drouin, then Suzuki from Niederreiter and Bear. Then you won 3-0 away from home to the New York Islanders. It is Aho from Natchez and Drouin, then Fogle from Niederreiter and Hamilton, then Fogle from Suzuki and Niederreiter. Then you beat Toronto away from home 3-2. It is Teravainen from Svechnikov and Slavin, Aho from Teravainen and Hamilton, then Drouin from Natchez and Trocheck. I did that completely wrong. Your first game was against Carolina Dallas Stars, and you beat them 2-1 away from home. It is Bonk from Hamilton and Slavin, then Aho from Slavin and Hamilton on the power play. Then you lost at home 4-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is Aho from Teravainen and Slavin on the power play, then Shea from Trocheck on the power play. Then you lost away from home 3-4 against the New Jersey Devils. It is Snezhnikov from Fogle and Shea on the power play, then Teravainen from Snezhnikov, then Drouin from Natchez and Hamilton. Then you won at home 4-2 against the Washington Capitals. It is Niederreiter from Suzuki and Hamilton. Then it's Trocheck from Natchez and Drouin. Then it's Aho from Hamilton and Teravainen. And then it's Bonk from Kulak in the empty net. Then you lost at home 4-3 to the New York Islanders. It is Drouin from Natchez and Bear, Slavin from Hamilton and Teravainen on the power play, Snezhnikov from Teravainen and Pesce. Then you lost 5-2 away from home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is fast unassisted. Then Trocheck from Svechnikov and Hamilton in the power play. Then you beat the Florida Panthers away from home 4-1. It is Hamilton from Drouin and Natchez, Svechnikov from Aho and Teravainen. Then it's Aho from Bear and Teravainen in the empty net, and then Trocheck unassisted in the empty net. Then you beat the Washington Capitals at home 7-4. It is Niederreiter from Foegele and Pesce, Niederreiter from Suzuki and Foegele from Pesce and Svechnikov on the power play, Aho from Teravainen and Fast, Teravainen from Aho and Natchez on the power play, Bonk from Slavin in the empty net, and then Teravainen from Pesce and Svechnikov in the empty net. Then you lost 4-2 at home to the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is Teravainen from Svechnikov and Fleury. Then it's Drouin from Slavin and Trocheck. Then you lost to the Colorado Avalanche away from home 3-4. It is Natchez from Aho and Slavin, Shea from Teravainen and Fast, and Bonk from Fast and Geeky. Then you won away from home 4-3 against the Arizona Coyotes. It is Svechnikov from Teravainen and Aho, Fast from Bonk and Geeky, Svechnikov from Teravainen and Aho, and Svechnikov from Slavin and Aho in the empty net. Then you lost away from home 4-3 in overtime to the Vegas Golden Knights. It is Aho from Svechnikov and Natchez on the power play, Aho from Hamilton and Slavin on the power play, and then Bonk from Geeky and Fast. Then you lost at home 3-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is Teravainen unassisted. Then you lost away from home to the Washington Capitals 2-1. It is Suzuki from Fast and Niederreiter. Last but not least, you lost at home 4-3 in overtime to the Detroit Red Wings. It is Trocheck from Drouin, Drouin from Trocheck and Natchez, and then Natchez from Trocheck and Drouin. My player statistics. I'm 22nd overall in the NHL, 56 games played, 25 wins, 27 losses, 4 overtime or shootout losses, 169 games, goals for, 168 goals against, 17 on the power play, 80.1 on the penalty kill. You're 3-5-2 in your last 10. 1 overtime loss, and 54 points. And last but not least, the Montreal Canadiens. You started off with a loss at home in overtime, 3-2 against the Chicago Blackhawks. It is Tatar from Petrie and Gallagher, then Paling from Anderson and Weber. Then you lost away from home 3-1 against the Buffalo Sabres. It is Suzuki from Gallagher and Tatar. Then you won at home 3-2 against the Ottawa Senators. It is Anderson from Paling and Petrie, Byron from Matei and Kakanyemi on the power play, then Toffoli from Gardner and Suzuki on the power play. Then you won at home 5-2 against the San Jose Sharks. It is Gallagher from Tatar and Suzuki, Byron from Toffoli, Matei from Tatar and Weber, Suzuki from Gardner, and then Tatar from Suzuki. Then you beat the Tampa Bay away from home 4-2. It is Toffoli from Byron and Suzuki, Kakanyemi from Toffoli and Weber, Vajimo from Armia and Gardner, and then Tatar from Suzuki and Gardner in the empty net. Then you won at home 6-3 against the Colorado Avalanche. It is Suzuki from Tatar and Gallagher in the power play, Stahl from Paling and Armia, Gallagher from Tatar and Matei, Suzuki from Gardner and Gallagher. Then it's Tatar from Suzuki and Anderson. Then it's Armia from Paling and Stahl in the empty net. Then you lost at home 5-4 in a shootout. It is Anderson from Blandisi and Vajimo. Then it's Suzuki from Gallagher and Tatar on the power play, Byron from Toffoli and Kakanyemi, and then Byron from Kakanyemi and Sherratt. Then you lost at home 3-2 in the overtime to Tampa Bay. It is Toffoli from Kakanyemi and Byron, then Vajimo from Anderson and Sherratt. Then you lost away from home to Nashville 5-2. It is Blandisi from Armia, and then Anderson from Paling and Ouellet. Then you won away from home to Winnipeg. It is Kakanyemi from Matei and Petrie on the power play. Then it's Byron from Kakanyemi and Gardner on the power play, and Armia is the only one who scored in the shootout. Then you won at home 4-3. It is Vajimo from Blandisi and Edmondson, Then it's Toffoli from Byron and Kakanyemi. Then it's Gallagher from Tatar and Petrie. And then Vajimo from Armia and Blandisi. Then you lost away from home 3-2 in a shootout to Philadelphia. It is Vagino from Anderson and Stahl, then Stahl from Anderson and Sherratt. These are your players' statistics. You are 26th in the NHL, 53 games played, 21, 22, and 10. You are 148 goals for, 170 against, 22% on the power play, and 73.8 on the penalty kill. You're 6-1-3 in your last 10. You lost your last one in overtime, and you have 52 points. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't yet, hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, click in the description below for all social media and the Discord server. See you guys later.